Hi, everyone. This is Dee Omahen, local green wellness realtor in Nocatee. And I am really excited to be interviewing Ellen Reed. She is the executive director of Friends of the GTM Reserve. Welcome, Ellen.
Hi. Hello, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm excited for you to share with everybody about what you do and your cause. So do you want to tell everybody about that?
Sure. So I am with the Friends of the GTM Reserve, and we are the citizen support organization, the nonprofit that works with the GTM Research Reserve. And it's a bit of a mouthful. It's the Guantanamo-Matanzas National Estuarine Research Reserve. We are one of 29 research reserves around the country, and you'll typically find a research reserve where the river meets the sea. So we study estuarine systems around the country, and I am blessed to be with a nonprofit that supports the work that they do here. So it's a great job.
Definitely, and such a great, important cause. What inspired you to get involved with GTM Research Reserve and the Friends group?
So I have been with the Friends for almost 6 years now. Just saying that surprises me. I can't believe it's been this long. My background before this, I've done a lot of work with the nonprofit world, but I actually got my start with in marketing and communications for construction firms. So over 10 years ago, I got very involved with the U.S. Green Building Council and did a lot of work with architects, engineers, other contractors to talk about how to build to a high performing standard and how to reduce our impact on the built environment through smart construction practices. So I fell in love with working towards a mission, and doing all the work I did with the nonprofits, I realized one day I kind of woke up and had that aha moment and said, I really want to work more with nonprofits. So from that point, I started my own consulting firm. I started working with some nonprofits in the community, helping build out their corporate social responsibility programs, helping to develop their more of a mission-based, even for-profit organization. And then I got really involved with nonprofit work. So I worked with the Wounded Warrior Project. I worked with the American Heart Association. I, of course, did work with the U.S. Green Building Council. And then just over 6 years ago, I heard about this small little friends group in Ponte Vedra Beach that was looking for their very first executive director to help grow the organization. And I came to the GTM Research Reserve, and it has been the most extraordinary experience. When I learned about what they were doing here, the work that they were doing with water quality and habitat mapping, and the work that they were doing studying climate change and sea level rise, and it was happening in our own backyard. Like, that just blew my mind. So it was this culmination of all of the things I was passionate about coming together: the nonprofit, the environment, conservation, working with scientists and researchers all day, and educators and people who are stewarding the land. I was like, I need to be here. I need to do this job. And it has truly been an extraordinary experience. Every day here is the best day.
That's so neat to hear your path of how you got there. And like you said, everything kind of built towards this job for you, and it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, I feel like I was meant to be here even before I knew I was meant to be here. Every day I wake up, it's like, how did I get so lucky to get to do this all day? So it's really cool. And I get to play with snakes and turtles. I mean, come on, it's a great gig.
Yeah, who could beat that? Yeah, and I remember that was something we kind of bonded on too, because with me being a green realtor, and I've always, I'm interested in high performance homes, and so it's kind of fun that we had that in common.
Well, I mean, and it is really the core of what we can do as people on this planet. We all have to live someplace. I think it's unreasonable to think that, we should, come down on the built environment. It's where we build our homes. But there are so many ways that we can do it responsibly and think about our actions every day and what we're putting out into the environment, even after our house is built. Like, what can we do just on a daily basis to live with the ecosystem, not outside of it? I had a conversation recently with somebody. They were talking about, protecting our ecosystem. It's like, you understand you're a part of it. Like, like human beings are also a part of the world that we live in. And I think we should stop considering ourselves as this thing that's separate from nature. We are part of this environment. We just have to be better neighbors about it.
Right. Yeah, I love that we are part of the ecosystem. Can you tell us some ways that Nocatee residents can get involved?
Absolutely. For those who love nature and like to be outdoors, we have, in my humble opinion, one of the most beautiful trail systems in the region. We have over 10 miles of trails right here on the Guana Peninsula, kind of in my backyard. And there's a trail for every ability. So if you just want to get out for a few minutes to breathe some fresh air, we have some shorter trails. If you want to spend the day with us, we have some longer trails. You can take your bike out. We encourage you to bring your pets as long as they're on a leash, and you make sure to pick up after them and throw away their you-know-whats. We love when people bring their pets out. Heck, you could ride a horse out on our trails as long as you are responsible about it. If you like going to the beach, I think we have some of the most beautiful beaches in North Florida. They are rustic, they are pristine. You can still see the birds in their natural state. So if you like being outside, we are definitely a place to be. And lastly, if you so desire, we would love for you to get involved here. We have a very robust volunteer program that is open to anyone of any abilities and interests. We're always willing to train volunteers if you have a passion. So I invite you to come out every Friday, the first Friday of every month. Let me make sure I'm clear about that. The first Friday of every month at 10 a.m., we have volunteer orientation here at the GTM Research Reserve Visitor Center, and we're located at 505 Guana River Road, so just a few miles south of South Ponte Vedra. You'll see us. Come out for an orientation, learn about the different programs. Heck, you can get your hands dirty and feet wet and actually go out into the estuary and take water samples. You can help us build. You can get into the lab, use a microscope. You can work with kids during summer camp or during our school programs. There's a lot of really neat stuff that you can do. And we rely on our volunteers to really make things happen here. So we would love for people to come out and volunteer with us.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. There's
so much.
Yeah. My husband and I love the trails back in the GTM Research Reserve. We're always back there hiking or biking. It's magical back there.
It's just such a nice area of respite because, we are in the middle of a developed area. We have Ponte Vedra to our north, we have Volano to our south, and of course we have, development on the other side of the Talamado. It's amazing to go out on the trails and just hear this beautiful silence. It is extraordinary, especially like when you're right there on the river. It just feels like you are finally disconnected. It's really soothing.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked a lot about all the different offerings, but is there anything that people might not know, kind of a secret about GTM Reserve or about the Friends of GTM Reserve?
So there are a couple of secrets. One is kind of a tangible secret thing that a lot of people don't know about. But if you go to our South Beach parking lot, so just up the road from our visitor center, there is a little trellis there in the parking lot that actually leads you to a secret trail. I know, right? It's very short, but there's a small crashed plane out there, which is really interesting to see, like right in the center of the trail. And it's not a long walk. Like if you visit our beaches, I encourage you go to the South Beach Trail and just kind of walk it real quick because it's not on any maps, but it is definitely open to the public. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is a little bit more practical thing is most people don't realize that much of the programs here at the reserve, many of the education programs, the entire volunteer program, much of the research that we do here, our interns and fellows, are actually funded by Friends members. So much of what we do out here comes from community grassroots supports from our Friends members. So I would invite everyone listening to please take a moment and go to our website at gtmnerr.org and click on that support button and consider becoming a friend of the GTM Reserve. Memberships start at $50 and you get invited to really interesting receptions during the course of the year. We have an entire series coming up in 2022 where you can hear hot off the press research about coastal wetlands and change, nutrients in the Guana system, the uplands, and all of those dollars go to fund the programs that we've talked about here. And I think one of the best kept secrets is so much of the work that happens at the reserve happens because of our Friends members. So please consider joining. We'd love to have you.
Definitely. I'm a member joined recently.
Thank you so much.
Of course, and I highly recommend it for everyone in Nocatee. It's such a great cause to help protect it. Well, Ellen, thank you so much for spending time with us to talk about Friends of the GTM Reserve and also the GTM Research Reserve, all the wonderful trails and beaches. And everyone who's watching, be sure to check out their website and consider joining the Friends group. And thank you, Ellen Reed, for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Dee. I appreciate it.